Hi guys, so we're here with a Q&A video. This is Michael, the Hubs, if you guys haven't seen him lately or haven't seen our other videos. We did the husband does my makeup tag and what was the other one? Oh, just the husband tag. And I'll link those down below if you'd like to see them.
Pretty popular.
He likes that. He's like my most popular videos. Like, he thinks it's cool.
Star power.
Anyways, I asked you guys if you had any questions for us, and shockingly, you has like quite a bit of them. So we're gonna try and get them answered for you today with Michael. And I would just like to say on film now, with him present and you guys watching, that he isn't in a lot of vlogs because he chooses not to be, and he doesn't vlog because he chooses not to vlog. So it's not me, it's him.
I forget to.
I'd
say I'm going to, and then I don't.
Yeah. So know that you heard it from him. So we're gonna hop right in. I didn't put them in order, so we're probably gonna be backtracking on a couple. Maybe I can just look it over and see. Hold on. How long have you guys been married? And then how was your wedding? So you can answer.
We've been married 4 years.
Almost.
Almost. Next month will be 4 years. I'm just gonna go ahead and count it because I like rounding. The wedding for Nakai and I was great. Everything around the wedding sucked.
Yeah.
Pretty badly.
Yeah.
Almost nobody showed up. We don't have many friends.
Like none.
It was just overall front to back. It didn't go very well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think like he was saying, like the fact, oh, phone's going off. What it represented and us being together, it was great for that reason. But I think everything, like he said, everything else around it was a mess. If I could go back and redo it, but still like, you know, like not lose any of the memories and the date and us being together, I would completely just go get married, like just us two and like a couple of family members and friends.
Just
and like
go to Vegas.
Yeah. It was, I had the idea that I wanted to go to Vegas, and he was like, no, you're gonna regret it. But now he's like, I probably should have listened to you.
We weren't 21 at the time, so
yeah.
I felt it would have been boring to be in Vegas at 20 years old, but
it would have. But still, I mean, essentially, like, without saying, like, you know, like I said, I love the fact that we were married and that was our day. We wasted a lot of money.
Yes.
A bunch of money.
A bunch.
How did your parents and family react to, oh, okay, well, we won't go to that one first. Have you two always dated outside your race? I'll answer first. Honestly, I've never really like thought about it. Like me, like when I look at someone, if I find them attractive for whatever reasons, you know, their personality, I've always looked at them that way. I've dated a lot of different races, I guess. So, I mean, yeah. But, I guess. So, I mean, I've dated outside our race. I think Michael is the first white guy I dated, though.
I've only had 2 other official girlfriends other than you, and one of them was Venezuelan and one was white.
So that answers that.
So Nakai is also my first black girlfriend.
Boom. So we'll go back to that question, which is gonna get good here. How did your parents / family react? And it was all my side of the family, let's say that. Well, my mom always said, like, ever since like we kind of like talked about boys, she said you're gonna end up marrying a white guy, or she just said outside of your race. She didn't say white. So my mom already knew. My family is very mixed as far as my brothers. Almost, I think all of them except for one. I have 4 have kids that are biracial. So they were okay with it. My father, on the other hand, I won't get into details, but it got to the point where he told Michael that if he stepped foot on his property, he would shoot him. So that kind of,
not my biggest thing.
Probably not even a little bit. So that kind of answers that. And then his parents were okay, I think, for the most part.
My mom was concerned at first, but she got over it pretty quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. It was kind of weird because the first time I met them, we were just like drinking the night before.
Yeah.
And I came over like hungover. My hair is like all crazy. I mean, you know. I got the black hair and it's like all crazy in my head, and I come in and I met his dad and he's like, oh hey, you know, his dad was really cool about it, but it was like, yeah, I look like some hood rat coming in here. It was very awkward. I didn't
exactly tell them she was coming over. I just kind of showed up Sunday morning after a long night of partying, and so yeah.
I was like, hey, got this black chick with me. How's it going?
Wasn't my best move.
Turned out good though. I mean, obviously. How do you deal with negative comments both on YouTube and in real life? For me, YouTube, it doesn't bother me for the fact that I feel like with my dad, when you have someone so close to you, I wasn't that close to my dad, but he is close as far as relationships should go. For him to have that negative reaction, I feel like on YouTube it's just like it's some person, you know what I mean? So it didn't really bother me. But in real life, I think at first it was a little uncomfortable for both of us. Like we would get stared down.
We still do.
Yeah, but now it's more so funny than anything. We're just like laughing, like look at them. Why are they doing that? But yeah, I don't think it really bothers me. Does it bother you?
It used to when I first got together with her, especially when I first joined the Army. I got in a lot of fights about it. Actually, I almost got kicked out of the Army for it. But now, like she said, it just you kind of just have to laugh that people are still stuck that far in the past. So I just stare back.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Like I said, yeah. Does it bother you? You already answered this like last night or the night of the housewarming party. But does it bother you when Kaya wears wigs and other things?
I think it's the single most question I get asked all the time. And no, it doesn't. Because, like, to me, like, white women or other races of women wear just as much fake stuff as black women. I've just kind of accepted it that if that's how somebody feels good about themselves, then go for it. I don't think you need it, obviously.
Aww,
but
so sweet.
If you feel better about yourself like that, it doesn't really bother me.
Yeah. And plus, I didn't wear all this stuff when I met him.
That she didn't.
So,
she was all natural.
Yeah. I think I wore like a little eyeliner, mascara, lip gloss. But I didn't wear a lot of makeup, and I was like, my mom was like anti like weave besides braids anyway, so I didn't wear very much like extensions or wigs or.
Then she got all high fashion on us.
And I was like, hey, and I got my wig on. So, yeah. Okay. So next question. You guys seem to be the complete opposite. Hobbies, music, and etc. How did you guys come to know each other? Since you seem so different. We are different.
Very different.
Like complete extreme, like different. Like Michael was we were still different, but he was a lot different when I met him. And a lot of people think that I like changed him because now he listens to rap. Like he dresses differently. Like he likes to wear a lot more like Nikes and Jordans and all, like the designer shoes and stuff like that. And people like if they know me or they know him before, like they think that I did that to him, but I actually didn't. Like people know me. Like I like listening to like pop or like contemporary music and like kind of sad music. Like I actually don't like rap at all. So. He is that way because he decides to be, and I think that happened like during like AT and Basic, didn't it?
Yeah.
So.
I've always liked rap music, but I got a lot more into it while I was in the Army.
Yeah. But I mean, it comes. We come together, like I said.
I think it works because, like, we do have common interests. We both enjoy, watching movies together and things like that. We enjoy spending time together. But then at the same time, we both enjoy having our free time. So having separate hobbies and separate things to do give us a chance to, have our space and go do our thing and, spend that time away from each other, which I think is just as important as spending time together.
Yeah. So we are a lot different, though. I will say that. Any advice for starting an interracial relationship? You have any advice, baby?
Get a thick skin.
Yeah. Yeah, you really do. You really need to decide if this is, like, it depends on, like, where you're from and, who you're surrounded by and things like that. I mean, if you grew up or live in a place where it's okay, I watch a couple people, on YouTube now where it's, like, completely normal. It's perfectly fine. And that's fine. You don't really need a thick skin. But around where we stay, like, it's not like they're like chasing us down the street or anything, but I mean, we get stares, and things like that. So you definitely need that thick skin, and you need to decide, if it's worth it. If, the person who you're trying to be with is, someone you want to be with, forever, you know, at least long term, I feel like. And try not to look at it as a, you know, you dating someone outside your race. I mean, I think when you think about it that much, especially in the beginning, it automatically, like, you know, makes it harder for you because you're so busy focusing on all that other stuff. I think that's what, like, our problem was when it bothered us, because we were so busy worrying that someone was gonna, you know, make a big deal out of it, and now it's just like, you know, we don't really care. So we're probably getting just as many stares as we were back then, but we don't really care and it doesn't really bother us anymore, I suppose. We're gonna have more kids.
Was that one of the questions?
That was one of the questions. Like 3 people asked that question and like thumbs up on each one.
Probably sometime soon.
Yeah. So stay tuned. No, I'm not pregnant right now. I don't think. Did you always want to be a stay-at-home mom? No, I did not.
That was my fault.
Yeah. Like I said, I grew up with my mom. When I moved like back here, I grew up with my mom. She was like taking care of me. So I like, in my head, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna like, you know, go to college and I'm gonna be this bad person. You know, I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna be bad. And you know, Michael was like, cut all that out.
To be fair, before anybody thinks
You're
I'm
gonna be
some
barefoot in the kitchen.
misogynist, like stuffing her in the kitchen all day, I openly support if she wants to have a career, and she does have a degree. She did end up going to college while I was deployed overseas, and if I've told her if she wants to go to work, she can. But
Yeah.
if it's my preference, she'll be a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah. So he is very supportive though, even with like this stuff, YouTube and the blog and all that stuff. He's very supportive. But yeah, it was his. He wanted me to stay at home, and I didn't want to in the first place either. I was just kind of like, okay, you know what, I'll give it a try. But once I had Jalen, it's very, you know, women always say that, you know, once I had my kid, I just looked into their eyes and I fell in love. And that's the truth, you know. I like the bond that I have with Jalen. I like being able to, you know, do, for the most part, he's a bit of a pig. So like, I like to, you know, be able to cook and clean and do things. I'm very, very picky and I like things a certain way. So don't shake your head over there. So I feel like it helps when I'm doing it myself. You know? So, yeah. How do you handle finances?
I earn the money, it goes into an account, and she takes care of it from there.
Yeah.
Simple.
And it wasn't always like that either. So, I know I remember someone commenting about, besides that actual question, saying, you know, how did I end up handling all the money? I didn't handle all the money before. And honestly, it was because I was still having... It was after we were married, but I was still having trouble like dealing with like he was bringing in all the money, but I was dealing with it. So I would have like buyer's remorse. That was another question. They were like, how can you shop so much and you're not actually making any money? I do a lot of work around the house now, so I don't really feel bad. In the beginning, when I was staying at home, I felt bad when I would shop, or I wouldn't like buy like as much of crazy stuff as I would before because I felt bad, you know, for, you know, obviously, you know, obvious reasons. I wasn't bringing any money in, he was, and I was spending it. Psh, that's out the window now. I'll just shop it all
The
up.
way I see it is I've never thought of like your paycheck or my paycheck or anything. I mean, I earn money to support for my family, so as soon as I earn it, it becomes our money. I've never considered it my money. So if she feels like going out and spending it on something, it doesn't really bother me. Our bills get paid, we're financially secure. So if she decides to spend extra money on something that makes her happy, I mean, why else do you earn money?
Yeah, so. And then I know another, as far as that, we do not have separate accounts. Everything, even when I was bringing in money from like when I worked for my degree and, you know, other side jobs, all our money goes to the same account. Like expenses, you know, our hobbies, everything is in the same account. So,
I think it's the best way to make a marriage work.
So, and everyone, you know, has, you know, their different views on. I know a lot of people that do it separately where they have their spending money in different accounts, and if that works for you, that's fine. But I feel like we trust one another and we communicate, at least money-wise, for the most part, as far as knowing, you know, what's in there, what can be spent, and we talk to each other a lot about what we want to buy. So I think we always have a heads up, you know, like, hey, I want to buy this game, or I want to buy this whatever, and I say I want to buy this, so I think we know. So it just works out that way for us. All right, guys, well, that was all the questions. I went through a couple pages. I think that's all. If you have any more questions, you can feel free to post them down below. We're pretty open. I mean, we don't really care. So if you have any questions, you can ask them down below, and we will do that. I am going to do a separate one. I know a lot of you guys asked for like separate questions, like just involving me and beauty and
I know about beauty.
health.
Check out my makeup video. Beauty. High
Yeah.
fashion.
Health and all that stuff. So I will be posting that a little bit later. I still need to film it. But that is pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed Michael. I'm sure this video will be the 3rd most watched video on my channel. And thanks for
Star power.
thanks for filming this with me, babe. He actually reminded me to film it. I'm proud of him about that. So we will talk to you guys later, and we'll see you in our vlog. Also, we are going to be doing vlog-a-days. We're going to be doing vlog-a-days.
What's that?
Vlog-a-days is when you vlog every day from Thanksgiving to New Year's.
You won't be able to do that.
Wow, but thanks so much for supporting me and all that I do, right? I'm going to do it. Psh, stay tuned for that if you want to see more of us. I'm going to make sure you can get his butt in those videos. So
What
don't...
about the rest of me?
Just the butt. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.